Hey, Guoba here. Today we'll be checking out Starsavior, a turn-based RPG that has been out for a while now and what it's all about. They have an upcoming half anniversary event with a whole ton of goodies we'll talk about and more, so now is a great time to start, so be sure to download today using my link below. And today's video is of course sponsored by Starsavior, so keep that in mind. Anyways, thank you and let's begin. So the game is an anime-style sci-fi RPG where you lead saviors who bear the power of the stars. You will train them as the captain in both story and in actual gameplay to grow stronger and try to inherit the power of the Star Savior. You'll guide them through the journey trial and uncover the secrets of the universe whilst doing so. I thought the story was alright. I'm still early on, so it could get much better in the future, but it's passable and comedic, and the game is also relatively new, so it has plenty of time to grow. It starts as another Amnesia storyline, but the big secret link to it that I won't spoil was a pretty interesting one. The game also tells a whole ton of stories through the journey system, which are more personalized ones as they dive into a specific savior themselves. So if you have a favorite, you can learn all about them and their goals, and I think this is a pretty neat way of storytelling. Anyways, onto the actual gameplay itself. It is a turn-based RPG at core, with alternative game modes we'll look at after. You have a 4-character team and every character will take action depending on their speed and turn order. You have 3 different abilities you can use on your turn, a basic, a special, and an ultimate, with the latter 2 having cooldowns. But you can also generate this special burst power that can enhance an ability for even more damage or effects. On top of that, enemies have a classic toughness bar, but breaking the enemy can also generate breakpoints, which allow you to unleash a break skill, so you have another way to influence the fight. For being pretty new, the game has some neat animations already, as well as dynamic camera placements, and so the combat feels consistently satisfying, whether it's a cool big break skill nuke or just a simple attack. Characters will be among 6 different classes, as well as 5 different elemental types, much like your standard Moonlight Gacha system. If you didn't realize already, all saviors are female, so I do not expect any playable male characters in this game. Anyways, unlike a lot of gachas you might be used to where gearing and talent leveling is key, this game has the journey system perfectly tying into its lore. Now, there is gearing and talent leveling as well, but anyways, you might recognize this system where you'll have a period of time to train your savior, do quests with them, let them rest, and do trials. They'll grow stronger and stronger depending on your choices, as well as arcanas that you equip on the journey, which is the second part of the gacha, and you'll then equip the results of this journey onto your savior at the end. It takes a while to do, but there is an auto system, and this is where, as said earlier, you can really get to know your saviors as you'll see them interact with many different events throughout the journey. And the third big part of this game is PvP. You have RTA, or real-time arena, where you can face other players live in a one-on-one. But you also have the classic AI matches where you'll fight people's pre-made defense lineups as the computer plays the characters for them. I kind of like PvP in games because for me it means there's always a goal to improve and learn kits, but I can understand if you don't like it and the FOMO it may bring. And with it being in a gacha, it means characters are subject to PvE and or PvP power creep, so play responsibly as always. There are boss fights, you can join a guild and fight with friends. There's a whole ton of content that you can do, and it feels like a big mishmash of different game types all in one. It doesn't have a true identity yet, but I feel like maybe the journey system is the one they should focus on as it ties into the lore and characters really well. And then the quality of life so far has been decent. You can sweep stages after beating them, you can auto the operation stages and it'll automatically go to the stage after. There's autoplay in combat, of course. There's auto in the journey. The story is skippable. So it can be a grind, but one you can enjoy or ignore when you wish. There will be parts you can't just auto, but being able to avoid the repetitive stuff is nice, and then it lets you focus on team building and strategy for the real stuff. One part I really like is the Starlink system, which lets you level up everyone together based on your top 4 character levels, which means leveling to super high levels is likely tedious, but at least you might only need to do it 4 times, maybe. But speaking of quality of life, please stop with these notifications, I'm going crazy. And of course, finally, the gacha. It is a 2% rate up SSR system, so higher than some games you might be used to from me, with a 1% rate up for light dark characters, which are like a special type of rarity characters if you haven't played a gacha like this before. Now, there isn't actually a 50-50 in this game or a guarantee, which means you could spend a while pulling and not get the character you want. However, I'm not sure if it's every character, but some should be added to the standard pool of SSRs once their banner is over, like Rosario was. And instead of a guarantee, you build up mileage, which can be carried over onto future banners. And at 200, so 200 pulls, you can just buy the character straight up. If you manage to pull the character, your mileage will carry over and you can buy the next banner character if you like. So anyways, should you start? Well, on top of everything else, there's a big half anniversary event. Yes, we need more than just a yearly anniversary. It is happening very soon or out now, depending on when you're watching. There's big new quality of life add-ons, like gear loadouts. There's a whole new event. There are new limited saviors to pull, and of course, a whole ton of goodies like 200 pulls, a box that lets you select any SSR savior, which is kind of crazy already, and one for Arcanas too. There's also a free Arcana dupe item, and even more. So if you're interested in this game, again, make sure to use my link down below and let me know your thoughts on Star Savior. Thanks again to them for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys for watching and have a Guoba day.